Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this teaching. I love this teaching because it gives us the power. I love the power. I don't like being stuck. I don't like being trapped. I don't like having things set up against me that I can't do anything about. I don't like that. So I love having the power. I love being able to create my life the way that I want it. This is one of my favorite passages. Oh, I just lost it. In the Science of Mind textbook. Oh well, what the hell? Of which there is none. It says, nothing is real unless you make it real. Nothing will hurt you unless you allow it to hurt you. Refuse to let the feelings be hurt. Refuse to receive anyone's criticism or condemnation in the independence of your own mentality. Know that you are wonderful. This is not conceit. This is the truth. What could be more wonderful than infinite spirit expressing as you? Nothing is real unless you make it real. Think about that. But what about all the stuff that seems so real? No, not real. Not real. We make things so. We take them, we wrap our energy around them, and we give them meaning in our lives. And then what we think about, in turn, our response to that circumstance goes out into our world and creates a new circumstance. Everything in our lives, no matter how solid it seems, is our creation. There is nothing outside of us. And I know I'm getting kind of wooey-wooey. It's really good to see you, Ethan. Really wooey-wooey here. Nothing exists outside of us. We make it so. So if we're going to make it so, then we might want to consider that it's all in what we do with it. People say, oh, well, when this happened, then that happened to me. No, it didn't. When that happened, something shifted in us in our meaning that we put on that event. We gave meaning to it. We gave life to it. We put a story on it. And that's what made it so. And so, if we are commanding the molecules of form, it is really important for us to get that we are commanding the molecules of form. We are the ones who decide what shows up in the infinite field of possibilities and probabilities at the quantum level. It is our attention and focus on those possibilities that brings them into form in our lives. Is it a catastrophe or is it a blessing? Is it a bad thing or is it a good thing? And if we don't know yet, then let's at least stay open to the possibility that there's a blessing in there, that it's a good thing, that there's something positive in here for us. And we are so good at this, making things a certain way, that we have convinced ourselves that this is just the way that it is. And that's the level of being stuck, of being powerless, of having things a certain way no matter what we want at a different level. I don't like that. I like to be in control. You know, and sometimes it's neurotic, I'll give you that, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just about self-esteem. Sometimes it's just about, I want what I want, I deserve to have it, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to have it. You forgive every day. Every day you forgive. And look at you. You're walking. Something the doctor said is really out of the norm. They say, oh, you don't understand why you're healing this way. Well, because you're forgiving. Because you're doing the work that you need to do to have what you want to have. It's okay to have it. So I wanted to touch a little bit on self-esteem, interpersonal relationships. We're moving into the holidays. I was going to title this Surviving the Holidays. Because, you know, holidays bring stuff up. But it's just a date. And then it's all in what we do with it. Oh, I'm going to go to my biological family for Thanksgiving. Well, take a deep breath and think about it before you just go charging in there, because it's all in what you do with it. Well, it was just an invitation. But I took that and I made it this big thing. I made it encompass all of my childhood and all of the unresolved hurts and the lack of self-esteem and the upset. And I took it all and built it up and built it up and sent it out before me so that when I walked into Thanksgiving dinner, that's what I got. I did that. Don't do that. I already did it. I don't need to do it. I remember once when I was living in Oregon, and I flew back to Florida to see my son at the time, who was living in Florida, but I ended up going to Christmas dinner with my biological family, and I freaked out so much about all of the unresolved stuff that I had put out before me that I had to stop and get on a plane and fly home to get 4,000 miles between me and them, because I didn't know how to handle it. Because I didn't realize, even though I was in this teaching, I hadn't been in very long and I wasn't that good at it, I didn't realize that it's all in what you do with it. That it was a neutral event filled with good food. Those were my hungry days, you know? That would have been a lot of motivation to go there. But what I did with it was set up a situation that I didn't feel like I was emotionally capable of handling. That's crazy stuff. When we're moving in our lives, it's important that we look at ourselves and first of all get that we want what we want. It's okay to want it. We deserve to live the good life. We are God-informed. Of course we deserve to live the good life. Oh, I can't have a great sunrise this morning. You know, I had a great sunrise. It was a few weeks ago, and that was my one great sunrise, and now they're all going to be gray. No! We are God-informed. We are Spirit-informed. We get to have great sunrises every day. Even when the clouds are hiding them, the sunrise is still there. We get to have that. And so we look at ourselves and we say, how am I feeling about myself? And remember, everything on the outside is a reflection of the inside, because there is no outside. There's only you. Think about that next time you look at your biological family. They don't exist. There's only you. I think one of the amazing things that we get to do on the spiritual path in our healing is we get to heal our old relationships. And then we meet people as if for the first time. Parents, who are you? I remember my mother used to sit over there and she was opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. And I would look at her and go, who are you? The question is, who am I? And when I could see that in her, she could become that. But I couldn't see that in her until I could see it in me. So if you're moving into the holidays with a little angst, a little trepidation, it's inside of you waiting to be healed, wanting to be healed, crying out to be healed. I love this teaching because it builds our self-esteem. I remember back in the 80s, there were all of the self-help books. You just go to Science of Mind, you get your self-esteem built. How can anything be looked at as less than when you are wonderful? You are wonderful. Nothing is real unless you make it real. Nobody can hurt you. Take a deep breath. No one ever did hurt you. Ah, well, Barbara, you don't know what I've been through. Chances are I do. I've been in this teaching for over 35 years, and I've been counseling people. Did I really quote Dr. Seuss to you? He took my heart. Well, you got it back. This teaching teaches us to stand straight and tall, to accept our power, our clarity, our light, our love, to live a life that is rich, to live a life that is healthy, to live a life that is happy. This teaching teaches us that. And then we let a holiday knock us right over. Really? Really? I've been shopping lately. People are stressed. People are tense. Because all of a sudden there's this image of what it should be like, and that's only because we have an image inside of ourselves of what we should be like, and that, triggers off to 3 years old when we should have been potty trained and we weren't, and we were asleep and we wet the bed and, oh my God, there's something terrible in me. Throw on top of that the devil and hell and all of that, and you go into the holidays. Nothing is real unless you make it real. Your family is not neurotic. Ooh, that was hard. Oh, you're my family. Yes, I do. Your family is simply a beautiful reflection of what you think of them. And if you think that they can have power over you, then they will. If you think that their opinion of you is important, then it is. Your opinion of yourself is way more important than anyone else's opinion of you. And if you're clear about what you think about you, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. Think about that. If anybody can push your button, it's only because you haven't been clear inside of yourself as to who you are. It's all in what you do with it. What are you going to do with it? If someone pushes your button, are you going to go into fight or flight and reactive thinking and go for an age-old psychological dysfunctional family dynamic? Are you going to go there? Or are you going to say, wow, there's still some part of me, maybe just a little tiny part of me, that needs a little shining up, needs to be clearer about who I am, needs to remember that I'm not 3 or 4 years old or 10 or 12 or 20 or 40 or whatever it is, needs to remember that I am a spiritual being creating my reality, and I've gone out of my way to create this in this person so that I can look at myself and grow. It's all in what you do with it. Now, if you are lost in codependent behavior, let me remind you what that looks like. Your opinion of me is more important than my opinion of me. Your life is more important than my life. What you want is more important than what I want. You are just flat out more important than me. Now, if you're stuck in that, the way out is not to get mad at the person that you're projecting all of this onto. It's to allow yourself to be important. Some people never learn how to say no. They're called yes people. You want to go to the movies? Yes. Do you want to go to this restaurant? Yes. Do you want to wear these clothes? Yes. Do you want to have this attitude? Yes. Do you want to stop going to that center? Yeah. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Part of that kind of codependent behavior is that it takes you away from things that support you. And the only way that people can upset you is if you have forgotten about who you are, and being in a place like this that supports you and remembering who you are lifts you up. Nobody in the world is more important than you because there's nobody there. I know it's weird. You're saying, Barbara, you're just getting so weird on me. I'm getting all quantum on you. The only one that's there is you. And your projection onto the person next to you is what they become to you. Not because that's who they are. There are a lot of people who think I'm different than I am. I marvel at it. There are all kinds of stories out in Asheville about Barbara Waterhouse and what she does and who she is. And I hear those and I go, I don't know who they're talking about. I'm a wonderful person. I'm great. We have a fantastic center. We have healings going like crazy. But those ideas that people have about me are theirs. Now, if I were to get upset about them, then it would become mine. But I'm not upset about them because I know who I am. And I can go to Thanksgiving dinner with family and feel good about it. This is your challenge today. Feel good about who you are over the holidays. Doesn't matter what happened last year. Doesn't matter what happened 50 years ago. We are living in the eternal now moment. Remember Ram Dass, be here now. Feel good about who you are. Nothing is real unless you make it real. What are you making real? Are you making love real? Are you making happiness real? Are you making harmony real? Are you making joy real? Or are you making those old stories that you made, that you did with it years and years ago? Don't do that. Wipe the slate clean. Shake your Etch-a-Sketch. Pull the little plastic paper up. Start fresh. I am God-informed. I'm amazing. Everybody say that. I am God-informed. I'm amazing. Yes. And if anyone wants to say you are not, well, that doesn't have to touch you. They don't know you. They may know their projection onto you, what they did with it, but that's not you. These are all boundaries. They're spiritual boundaries, and they get all mixed up in psychological boundaries. But who we are, Emerson said, who you are speaks so loudly I cannot hear what you say. Who you are, who you believe yourself to be, what kind of a person you hold yourself to, goes out and shifts everything in your world. It'll shift your money. Do you deserve to have money? Do you get money and then you lose it right as you get it? Some people, money burns a hole in their pocket or their checkbook, however you want to look at it, or their debit card. Do you deserve to have money? Do you deserve to have the good things in life? Do you deserve to be loved? Do you deserve to be supported? Do you deserve to play? Do you deserve to have a great life? Do you deserve to be a being of light and love and power? I love this teaching. It puts me in control. If things are happening in my life that I am not happy with, it's me. What's going on in me? What have I not loved the hell out of enough? Might as well say it a number of times and diffuse it. What have I not loved enough to have healed and grown through? What have I not accepted enough within myself to have created this sense of myself that I want to be? Sometimes we're so busy trying to be who we think other people want us to be that we don't have a clue as to who we are. You know, and the holidays, I'm not sure what it's about. Maybe it's about Santa Claus and things that happened or didn't happen. But the holidays seem to trigger us all quite intensely. And the only way we can be triggered is to forget who we are. And the only way we can forget who we are is to tell ourselves and make things that are not true. You're wonderful. You're God showing up as you. If you give yourself half a chance, your life will completely change. Things will heal that they say can't heal. Money will show up out of the blue. People will manifest in your life. The doors will open. The carpet will be rolled out, and you'll move forward with your head held high. And people will say, oh, well, you're just so lucky. It's not luck. Nothing is real unless you make it real. If you want to have a life that doesn't work, don't make it real. If you want to have a life that works, make it real. Nobody has ever hurt you. No one can hurt you. We can make up a story about how we're weak and how we're hurtable. That's just a story. Make up a different one. Change your past. Change your childhood. I find that to be a very effective tool. Just change it. Give yourself a pony. Come on. Really? I'm making it all up anyway. None of this is real. When we think it's real, we made it real. The money in our bank account, the state of our affairs, we made it real. So if you want to have a sense of your life in that uplifting, joy-filled way, make it real. Practice your gratitude. The more you're grateful, the more it's there. The more you complain, the more it's there. It's your choice. It's what you make of it. It's what you do with it. It's how you handle it. You may look like you're fired and have no work, and then it all turns around because you decided to make it differently. You may think that all is lost, and then you get a sense that no, there's a pony in here somewhere, and everything changes. Nothing is real. Nothing is real unless you make it real. So think about what you're making real. Make real happiness. Make real prosperity. Make real love. Make real joy. and watch how your life shows up demonstrating that, because you did that. And so it is.